world I'm living in is pretty surreal sometimes. So you see that staff in back of me? It's 6.5 feet tall. And I see these videos of martial artists, and more often now using the staff. And let me just tell you that when you see SheGong Qi Gong, that is not the way that I learned how to use the staff. Life is stranger than fiction. The way I learned to use the staff was, I was sick and I had traumatic brain injury and sciatica, osteo and rheumatoid arthritis, and I was very limited in mobility, and I was 287 pounds. This was over 10 years ago. So I'm in the little scooter cart in the grocery store to get my things because I couldn't walk it because I was in that much pain and I had that much immobility. And I was in my late 30s and I thought, it's over. It's over for me. Look at me, right? So I started watching these videos and I saw this guy who was almost, he had severe injuries, right? He was a former pilot and he used to jump out of planes. Or he was in the Air Force and he used to jump out of planes, and he had a lot of injuries, so it had gave him limited mobility. So what he did was he started to learn yoga. In the beginning, nobody would teach him because he had limited mobility and he had so many health issues that nobody really wanted to be bothered with trying to help him. And that's the part of the whole story with him that really got me, and I can't remember the name of him offhand, but I will find it and put it in this video. So when I saw that this man that had limited mobility standing on his head doing yoga and all these other things that I could not do, even though I couldn't get on the floor yet with yoga, I said, well, I'll just watch a little bit every day and I'll just practice getting on the floor. And then I could get on the floor, and it was like, well, I'll just practice bending this way and I'll just try that exercise. And I advanced that way, just one little tiny baby step at a time. And in the process of doing that, I was getting these dreams and visions. And so I had my cane. My cane is in the room. I don't even have it out here right now to show you because I love to show the cane at the same time. I had my cane and I'm walking around and I have more mobility than I used to. And I would get these visions. And a voice said, why don't you try twirling the cane? And I'm thinking that's a little bit ambitious and pretty childish, right? And so I twirled the cane. Next thing you know, the voice is telling me, why don't you balance and twirl the cane? So I'm balancing and I'm twirling the cane. And that's how it started to come about. And then there was a shape. And not only that, but in my past trauma, I lost a child. And I also was a incest survivor, and I had a lot of childhood trauma. And then I lost my child, and like, it really triggered some stuff with my shadow self. And it was a lot of pain there that I had to heal. So in the process, I'm healing this stuff in therapy, I'm writing it down, I'm doing all my self-help shadow work and stuff. And in that process, I was given a shape from the child that I lost. And the shape was in my throat for some reason. Angel Blue likes to be in my throat. That's where she is. She told me where she is. And that's what allowed me to start speaking, allowed me to start growing. So the two things came together. I'm with this cane and I'm twirling it. And I've got all this guilt and shame and backlash from my childhood trauma. And then there's the child and the shape. So the child is what led me to the bridge of being able to receive assistance from other children that I went through trauma. And it just kind of tied together, and that was my cohesive thing. That was my gateway, my porthole. They chose me as well as me choosing them, in agreement to hold a space for them. They helped me clean my energy. So, fast forward, these two things come together. Like I said, nobody showed me how to spin my pole. I never took any martial arts lessons that were valid enough to show me how to use the pole, but I did learn in my research. Like, I was wondering, where is all this stuff coming from, right? I needed some validity, I needed something to ground it in because it was just so surreal, right? And I needed to be anchored in. I had enough stuff going on in my head. I actually wanted to deny the messages and the voices and the instruction that I was getting because it would have just been easier. All that therapy, all those years were just to teach me how to lock into the grid, how to mimic what everybody else is doing. I've literally learned all that I know about the dance that I do from spirit. And I was told to let you know that's vitally important, that what I learned from spirit. I learned from following my design. I learned from listening to my dreams and visions, from trusting in the voice and the spirit, and trusting in my own voice, my own inner voices. And so that's why I tell you, as far as being the chosen one, that's what I mean by being chosen. That there's things that you're born with, that you're equipped with. There's a path already set there that's in your likes and dislikes. It's in the path of things that you've been through in your life. It's in your dreams and it's in your visions. And so if you're like me and you've got these voices or dreams and visions and they're not saying anything that's counterproductive, it's things that you don't understand yet, just hang in there. Continue your journey. Definitely do your shadow work, because the only way to cross messages and the only way that what's inside of you can be distorted is if what's inside of you is distorted. So you got to work on that, right? We all have things that we need to work on. We all have things we need to maintain daily even and continue to work on. This is part of the human condition, right? Okay, so anyway, that's the story about how I started twirling my staff. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And so the rod for me is wisdom. It's information. It's the things that I'm taught. It's the light code frequency. And the staff is the staff they actually gave to me through spirit. And the life lessons all got woven in together as a part of my healing process when it came to infinity. And so, yeah, there's a lot more that I could say that I am not saying. But basically what I wanted to say, to try to keep it simple, I've said. So much love to you and yours. This is Siren Buddha Medicine, your life coach 369A with the female principal.